Hi everyone, my name is Kirill and today I'd like to tell you about JavaScript Style Guide. What is it, why you should follow it, and which tools can help you in this. Okay, what is the Style Guide? Style Guide is a set of the rules and standards for writing and designing your code. For example, how many spaces should be equal from one tab, or where you should declare your variables at the top of the function or at the bottom of the function, or maybe directly before they're using. From these and many other questions, you can find answers at the documentation from Style Guide. And Style Guide also consists of bad practices, good practices, and advices. You can see how you should write your code and how you never should write a code. But there are many types of style guide: Google style guide, Microsoft style guide, Airbnb JavaScript style guide, and especially the previous slide there were examples from Airbnb JavaScript style guide. And you can find more information about appropriate style guide at his own GitHub page. But why to follow the style guide is so important? Let's look at this small sample. In this sample we have two functions, the top function and the bottom function. Both of these functions return the same result, an array of the square of numbers. But let's look at the top function. I think all of you understand what happened into this function. At first we declare the variables, then we fill an array with numbers, and after that we use the map function and we use the po function from each element of the number array. And this function returns the squares array. Okay, let's try to understand what happened into the bottom function. I think no one understands what happened into this, because it's a sample of bad code, it's a sample of awful code, and you should never write code like this. You should always write code like the top function, because your code should be readable and understandable. It is because the bottom function don't support style guide, and the top function follow the Airbnb style guide. And you should always follow the define style guide or code style, because in the near future you or any other programmer will support this code, and supporting the code with bad code style is hell. Maybe you think that you should always think about what configuration of tabs and spaces we use, 2 or 4 maybe, or what style guide we follow on this project. No, you should never think about it, because today I'll tell you about special tools from code checking. This tool is called Linters. What is a linter? Linter is static analyzer of code. What it means? It means that he in real time analyzes your code and writes. If you take a mistake in a variable name, or if you have possible errors, or if you don't follow your style guide. And each programming language has its own linters. But today we talk about JavaScript linters, and there are 4 most famous JavaScript linters: the JSLint, ESLint, JSHint, and JSCS. JSLint is the oldest JavaScript linter, and he was created by the Douglas Crockford in maybe 2002, but he old and very strict. ESLint is the most modern, most fashion JavaScript linter, but it requires setup. And today I'll tell you about 2 most famous JavaScript linters, JSHint and JSCS. His full name JavaScript Code Style Linter, and as you already understand, he checked our code from code style, and JSHint checked our code from possible errors and mistake in the syntax of JavaScript. Let's try to use this to linter. You can use linter with your bundler like Webpack or with your code editor like Atom. I use the second way. Let's try. At first we need to open the Settings tab, then click Install, and right here Linter, and linter that we want to install, JS/CS. You can install linter in your code editor like any other extension, for example like Minimap or like Emmet, and here you can click Install. I have already installed this linter and now we can try to use it. Let's open our previous example. And before the installing linter, we have linter tab, and here we can find some linter messages. The JS/CS linter say that we need to fix our code, and in line 8 we need the one white space before 4. Okay, and then we need one white space after semicolon. Okay, and the last warning in 8 line, we need one white space before other semicolon. Okay, yes, we fixed it all. And other warning is semicolon after state. Okay, we need one semicolon after the operation. Great, we fixed it all. And linter JS/CS works this way. If we take a mistake from code style, he give you a message and you fix it. The other linter is a JS hint, and you can install it like the previous linter and you can use it like previous linter. But usually we use both of these linters together. The JS/CS linter with JS hint. Let's try to use it together. And now JS hint say that we use arrow functions, and arrow function, this is a ES6 syntax, but not all browsers support the ES6 syntax, and we need to rebuild these functions with the ES5 syntax. Let's try to do it. Write function, then delete arrow, and use figure brackets, and also write return. Yes, we fix it, and we don't have already warning from JS hint, but now we have warning from JS/CS, and JS/CS say that we need illegal space in 20 line. Okay, fix it. Yes, we fixed it all. And JS/CS checked our code from correctness. For example, try to delete this back. Okay, and now we have one JS hint warning. And JS hint say that we missed semicolon in 6th line. Okay, and try to write something like this. And now we have two warnings from JS hint. It's because you can't write like this. Okay, but now try to open our bad code style sample. And now we have 35 extensions, different extensions from JS/CS and JS hint, but most of them are from JS/CS because this sample have very bad code style. The JS hint say that we need some more semicolon, the semicolon and ES6 syntax because we use in this sample let and const. And that's all that I wanted to say. Thank you for your attention.